we'll do both. I mean, generally, if the live stream hasn't started yet, generally, like when we promote these office hours, people already have questions. It's actually an ongoing conversation with a lot of our developers, right? We'll do both. All right, let me. I mean, generally, yeah, muted this. So I see on the YouTube. All right, let me share this live stream link with you guys right now. If you want to show this on the WhatsApp, Scarlett.
Sounds good.
Yeah. You know, the GOP store, the Trump store, is having a going out of business sale. I've been getting dinged all day long.
Yeah.
Stuff.
It's a desperation time. So I see on the live stream that it has Vince and I. So I think you have to turn on your webcam to appear on the live stream. I'm sure the sound will come, but anyways, let's see how long it takes. So Scarlett just turned hers on.
Then turned it off.
Maybe it has to be the. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, the web. So it's basically people with the webcam, or while she's driving, or it was on. Well, it must be the sound too that appears on the live stream.
Praveen, did you say that you have a studio for that you guys are setting up, or are you just talking about stuff you're doing at home?
So right now this is here, but we have studio space in LA, other cities we're at. And obviously when we shoot productions like Netflix style, we rent a lot of studio space. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, let's just
I'm setting up my my condominium clubhouse for doing production. We have a couple of movie producer type people in my building, and it's a woefully underutilized space, and it's huge. So I'm running 100 megabit service into the building, and then I was going to paint like one wall green. Only problem is the air conditioning's not so great.
Where's this studio located, out of curiosity?
Sunny Isles.
Okay.
So so yeah, I mean, it's you know, I want to. We have some people that want to donate the lights and stuff, but it's a big space. It's really, really big. The acoustics are quite nice too.
Yeah, I'm trying to set up the live stream so that all you guys are on it. Right now, it's only Vince and I, so I want everyone to see. But I think it might be the case where we have to, if I change anything, I have to stop the live stream and restart Zoom. But you know, next time then. Yeah, because even when Ashley talked, it still only didn't have her picture on the. So I think it has to be the video and the sound unmuted to be on to have your picture on the live stream.
We could turn our videos on whenever we introduce ourselves or have
questions.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
So you know who's talking. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, if anybody wants to use the studio when it gets set up, or you know, you're more than welcome to it.
Yeah, thank you.
Show up.
So you're in Aventura, right? We have a lot of people in that area.
Sunny Isles, actually.
Sunny Isles.
Yeah.
I think later on, since we're kind of like just rambling, I think we'll just share the cloud recording so we can delete the first part of this. So yeah, normally I start the live stream right when we're ready. So all right, cool. Okay, so yeah, welcome everyone to another edition of ZenBlocks Open Office Hours. This is November 9th, I believe. I'm losing track of dates. And this is a very light session because we actually have a tropical storm that passed by in Miami this morning. So I wasn't sure how many people could show up if we didn't have power today, so we didn't really promote this. But luckily, we're all safe here in Miami. And thanks for everyone in LA, Atlanta, and all the other cities for checking in on us by text and everything. But yeah, we're here, and then you guys can watch the live stream recording afterwards. As always, we'll be answering your technical questions tonight and your business questions. I know some of our regulars who have the projects that require our feedback, they're not here today, so we'll move on to a new topic. The new topics will be some of our upcoming events coming up for Miami Art Week and Miami Music Week and other such topics that we'll discuss today. And we'll go around the room and see who's in office hours, wants to introduce themselves. So if you guys can introduce yourselves and unmute yourselves and turn on your video so everyone on the live stream can watch you. So Ashley, why don't you start?
I can start us off. Hi, everyone. I'm Ashley Shiver, founder of Leela Studios. What do you want? Just a little introduction about our interest in NFTs, or? So I'm an event planner that for many years now, and while I've done a lot of content production and web development for, everything has to have a lot of media nowadays, it has completely been turned around this year as everything has gone virtual. So all of our conferences, even meetups to birthdays and weddings are hosted virtually now. So we're trying to do some fun things with digital assets, everything from like scavenger hunts, hiding things within the events, to associating certain NFTs with your ticket purchase and having unique collectible items that kind of like a challenge coin at a conference type thing. So we're just trying to workshop what's possible and what are some things we can implement with blockchain and all of the digital assets.
Great. Yeah, welcome. I think this is your first office hours, so you're nice to have fresh face. So
yes, nice to be here. Thank you.
So Scarlett. Also,
hey everybody. Hi everybody. Thank you so much, and thank you, Prav, for setting this up in this office hour. My name is Scarlett. I'm the COO of XR Labs, and we're a co-creation labs that unifies the tech ecosystem here in South Florida, everything in XR related. And we're hosting an event on December 4th about NFT and art. We do a lot of social impact projects, and it's fun and engagement and so forth. So hope you guys could see it. To know more and find out more about XR Labs and our current event, check out at our website, arttechmiami.com. See you there.
Great. Yeah, I think that's something we definitely have to look into as well when we start doing more of these, is how to put those screen pops on the screen as well. So we put in the chat right now. It's a Zoom chat. So I'm going to put it in the chat for the live stream. And later on, I think we'll figure out how to put it in the description of the YouTube channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Christine or Elisa?
Hi there. Hi, everybody. I hope this works for the video. So my name is Elisa Christine. I am also known as Lover Worldwide. I'm doing virtual reality artwork and guided meditations. And I am also co-curating the Art Tech Music event here during Art Basel Week, well, non-Basel, which is Miami Art Week. And yeah, we're excited to really do some innovating with using NFTs and artwork and getting people on board into the new technology. As far as questions goes, I just kind of here, I want to listen in and see what's going on and how we can all combine and work together. I know a lot of other people are on the call, XR Labs. So, we're all kind of in this together, putting the NFT art events into motion. So thank you, Elisa.
Great. Yeah, I think even if you don't have direct, questions directly on the Zoom call, I kind of like already, usually there's like a lot of common questions. So we'll go over the common questions tonight that everyone's going to have anyway. All right, great. So Vince.
Yeah, my name is Vince Humans, and normally I live up in Washington, D.C. or out in Austin, Texas area. I work mostly in fintech for Capital One but I've been working at IBM. I just finished a project at IBM, and now I'm going to go back to Capital One doing fintech. But I'm taking a bit of time off to work on my own projects right now. and most of them have a blockchain feature to them, but it's not a high priority thing right now. So I've been kind of surveying all the different blockchain technologies and getting pretty good with most of them. But that's the reason why I showed up at this, at what we're doing today, because I wanted to bounce some ideas off of people.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and welcome back. I mean, it's been a while, but glad you made it back.
Thank
So,
you.
we'll catch up again.
Yeah.
And Maru, I know you don't have your webcam working, but do you want to unmute?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I am a Maru mover on most social media accounts. I have, I support two different entities, Suku ecosystem, a blockchain ecosystem that focuses on connecting conscious consumers with the opportunity to benefit from decentralized finance options while supporting supply chain initiatives, as well as extra labs, particularly in this event also for our tech week. And I'm very excited to be here because I love to connect with people that want to get involved in the decentralized space in any capacity. So yeah, happy to be here.
Great. So I'm gonna I think that's everyone, right? I'm gonna start a screen share so everyone at home or on the live stream can see the what we're talking about. So Scarlett, do you want to introduce Miami Art Tech Week, and then I'll share the screen of the PDF you sent me today.
I'm currently having some technical issues. If Madhu, can you help us out for a second?
Sure. What's the request? I'm sorry.
No, I'm gonna share the presentation of the Miami Art Tech Week, the PDF, and I'm gonna.
Oh, okay, perfect.
You guys can you can narrate it, Maru. So let me pull that up to get on the desktop here. There it is. Great. Do you guys see it?
Yes.
All right. If you guys are watching the
Yes,
live
yes.
stream, you guys can just chat on the YouTube live stream, and I'll answer your questions in real time as well. Great. Yeah, I'll give you the floor to Maru.
Do I have the ability to move this?
Oh
slide?
yeah, I can. Yeah, it's great. It's a good idea. Let's experiment with that. We'll share the.
Yeah.
Control.
So let me, yeah, just to let everybody know what this is all about.
All right, you can share now, Maru. Just to click on remote control, I think.
I can share screen. Yes.
No, I mean you can control my screen.
No, I cannot.
All right, let me give it to you directly. See, I can see you can see your mouse, right?
Okay. I guess I can. No. Oh, there it is. All right. Awesome. So this event, Art Tech Miami, is not the first time we are running this event. This year, we're doing a little bit of a twist given the situation with the pandemic, and it's going to be a combination initiative in virtual world as well as physically in Miami. We're going to have both a virtual gallery, a virtual reality gallery that's going to be happening in AltSpace, as well as a Web 3D XR gallery that's happening with one of our partners. For those of you that participated in Burning Man, you may be acquainted with the gallery space because we use a similar format for MetaBurn. We will also have the physical location of David Rosen Galleries, which is Prestige Emperts, and it's gonna be in the Design District in Miami. We'll have a separate gallery for specific showings in Miami Beach as well as part of that David Rosen collection. The Unreal Unity Art Gallery is pending to be determined, so I will get back to you on those details. Unless there's something that that Scarlett would be happy to share about that particular gallery, the Unreal.
Yeah,
Unity
I think
Gallery.
we should go into what Miami Art Week is, because not everyone on the slide, most people on the last stream aren't from Miami, actually, but.
Of course.
Yeah, let's
And-
still talk a little bit about what is Art Basel?
Yeah, it's a good place to start.
Well, this is not an Art Basel event, but Art Basel is a internationally known expo that showcases artists from around the world, those that have been in the space for years and the up and comers. They have been in Miami space. They have been in Miami Beach for, I don't know, like 10 years, I feel. Correct me if I'm wrong. Elisa, you probably know the exact amount of years that Art Basel has existed in Miami Beach. But this year, unfortunately, is the first time that they're not going to be continuing the tradition given the situation that's happening around the world. But however, us locals, we always look forward to Miami Art Week and the opportunity to connect with artists from all over the world and see new art. And we wanted to continue the tradition, and that's why we took the initiative to start this particular event.
Great. Elisa says in the chat, 2002 was the first year.
Wonderful. Thank you.
So, yeah, you can, I think you can, you can scroll the screen up and down, go to the different slides if you want.
Okay, great. Awesome. So, as I was mentioning, we want to bring and showcase the local art scene in Miami to show the great artists that we have here locally that are open to experiencing how to take their physical art into the digital space. We are working with them to teach them how to incorporate blockchain technology as a way to improve maybe their payment system or to experiment with the NFTs. And for those of you that don't know what NFT stands for, is a non-fungible token, which is a token that's unique, that is not like cryptocurrency that most people are most commonly have known about that. We're also incorporating the XR technology that we are so known for, and Scarlett can go into the specifics of the XR technology that we'll be incorporating as part of the galleries. So here it is, our personal XR touch. So, we're working closely with VR technology, and the VR gallery that's going to be taking place in AltSpace is going to be showcasing art that's interactive. Scarlett, do you want to jump in for the XR component?
Yes, of course. Let me just...
You're cutting off for me, Scarlett. I'm not sure if everyone else can hear her well.
Probably just, it'll catch up. It looks like she's getting on new Wi-Fi at home or something.
I don't know if anybody can see me.
Oh, I can hear you now, Scarlett.
Issues. Okay, so hopefully this works for everybody. So I'm gonna turn off my camera. So at this event, Artec Miami last year, it's all about promoting about community building on their XR. This year, we're gonna be introducing a hybrid event where we're gonna do a showcasing of different XR experiences. And what that's gonna look like is basically the intersection of between blockchain and XR. where we can facilitate different types of experiences that most people are not aware of that pertains to the virtual aspect and how virtual reality is actually helping artists to augment what they already have. And what that's going to look like is a showroom that you can enter and experience different type of XR experiences within this gallery. So that includes the virtual aspect of what we're going to create, which is the WebGL experiences, where artists can upload their artwork and experience it on a web browser or on your phone. So that's one avenue. Another avenue is a Matterport exhibition. So what that looks like, you enter and you actually could see the art gallery on a virtual platform. Others include artists who are into virtual reality doing a live painting. We have one of the artists right here, Alicia. She could was going to talk a little bit more about how virtual reality and art works, and other performance and in terms of spatial audio. So as you can hear, there's a lot going on in the XR experience. We hope that if you come here, or if you can't, you could definitely enjoy it on our webpage, arttechmiami.com, to see all the different initiatives that's going to happen throughout that week.
So what do you use the blockchain for with the artwork?
So blockchain, for instance, is a great type of technology that, as you probably saw, when we talk about NFTs, non-functional token, that is the crypto. How do you verify whether the painting is the actual painting, correct? So that's some ways of avenue, but we want to enhance this and in terms of what it looks like on a virtual platform. So think about like crypto voxel as an example of an enhancement of the intersection of both blockchain and XR, where the user can experience a virtual gallery online, but still have the interaction of a physical. So think of it as like a hybrid event where you could have the physical aspect where you learn about the different XR experiences, and of course the virtual aspect.
Yeah, it's so Vince, I think it's there's a lot that we've worked on over 2020 during the lockdowns and everything else that's happening. So this is a culmination of like 10 months of experimentation and doing virtual meetings. So so what Scarlett mentioned about MetaBurn, that was like a virtual Burning Man. They actually created like an entire universe from scratch type thing. And there were a lot of participants from around the world using that this summer. So it's a lot of things going on. And then the NFT aspect that's really a way to basically sell the artwork as well.
Okay.
Digital versions. So rather than just selling one painting, it can, that painting can be replicated like 100 times. You can sell 100 versions of 100 copies of that painting. But since it's on blockchain, we can verify there won't ever be 101st version made. So it'll still have some scarcity.
So you're tokenizing the artwork.
You're what?
So you're tokenizing the artwork.
Yeah. So I think Elisa can really explain how, because she is the artist that's working with the other artists to tokenize this art.
Hey there. Sorry about that. So yeah, if you'd like me, I can elaborate a little bit.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
So
actually, I'll let you share the screen too if you want.
Not sure if I could. I'm on my phone. Do you think I'd be able to?
Yeah, no problem. It's fine.
Okay, so basically, we're doing. The cool part about the NFT exhibit is that we are including art of every nature, you know? So it's not only digital art, it can be paintings, it can be photography, it can be of any type of art. And I think that's really critical for artists and people to know and understand, because the token is basically creating a digital asset of your original piece. You can choose to sell the original piece if you like, along with the token, although it's not necessary. You can just sell the token. And for me, that's just a really amazing benefit for artists in general, because now we have more flexibility and a little bit more control over the pieces that we sell. And, you know, making them rare creates the interest for some collectors as well, and making series is what creates the interest for collectors. So it's really up to the artist to decide how many pieces they would like to tokenize, and then how many editions of that piece they'll create. And so what we've done is we created a call to artists. We've gotten all our submissions in, and we're looking to announce the artists on November 11th. And we'll be bringing all of the artwork via JPEG, and also video possibilities and GIFs, and also some 3D art pieces that were created in virtual reality. So there'll be a really nice combination of mixed media in this digital space, in this virtual space. So it's also going to be accessible in virtual reality itself, and then also on desktop, because Altspace is pretty flexible in that way. It's very accessible. Let's see, what else? I think that's a pretty good overview. Does anyone want to add to that?
So if you take an original painting, for example, a real genuine painting, how would you pair a token with an original painting?
That painting actually becomes the token.
All right, so you're basically giving the painting like a serial number.
Exactly. It gets recorded into the blockchain, and then all of the purchases and all of the owners get recorded on that contract. And what's the best part also about having it tokenized is that you have a complete history. It's all transparent. So you can see all of the owners and all of the trades that piece has gone through. Additionally, the artists can also include their own royalties that they choose when they're creating their token. So let's say once I put a piece in, I can say I want my royalties to be 20%. So anytime that piece gets sold again, I automatically will receive that 20% royalty from the smart contract.
Okay, theoretical situation for you. The painting, you have the original painting, and I don't know, it gets stolen or gets borrowed or gets misplaced, and it doesn't actually have the serial number on it, so there's no actual identifier of the painting. But say the painting just pops up, I don't know, in Nevada someplace, and a passerby wants to know more about it and is curious if there actually is a token associated with it. Do you have a way to identify the painting and re-identify it with its token?
That's a great question. I don't know. Prof, do you have any idea?
So if I think it depends on where it was minted, right? So if it's a piece of art that was originally created in a digital format, you can always backtrace to like the origin.
Well,
if
no,
it was,
that's the point. The painting was the painting was not was de-tokenized, so to speak, because the painting got misplaced, for example, or stolen, or it ended up in the wrong spot, and people don't know that it's been tokenized. So who knows? They may even try to re-tokenize it, with a different token. That's my point. If you have an original painting, how do you pair the token with the original painting, the original piece of art?
So there's particular. I know there's a couple. I don't remember the name from the top of mind, but the whole intention, if they were to try to de-tokenize it, like they created the original token for the digital version of the physical art, and that is the minting of that particular artwork. If they try to de-tokenize it, that initial minting will still be on record. And in that initial record, they would have said, okay, there's 10 of these paintings that exist worldwide. So there's a record to go back to if there's now an 11th piece being produced. Like they'll see the inconsistencies, And that's how some of these tools are, they're monitoring a way to identify those counterfeits, basically.
Okay, I get that part. Once a token is in the chain, it's always in the chain. You can't really, it's always going to be there. What I'm saying is the token's in the chain, but the painting itself has been misplaced or stolen. So, so you have the painting. It was in Miami. All of a sudden, poof, it's gone. The token is still in the blockchain, but the painting itself is no longer hanging on the wall. And then 8 months later, it's someone finds a painting hanging in Nevada somewhere, but you don't have a way to say, hey, that painting belongs to this token. That's the point I'm trying to get at. Do you guys see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, I think I get exactly what you're saying. That what I'm understanding also with the tokens is that it doesn't necessarily have to be linked to the original artwork. So that artwork could be burned or destroyed and the token can still exist. Likewise, the token can be burned or destroyed and the painting can still exist. So they don't need to necessarily exist together. And then as far as tracking it, let's say if you wanted to track that painting via token, you might be able to do like a Google search where you could do an image search and see if something comes up for it. And one thing I also know within a lot of the NFT communities is that there's a lot of watchdogs out there. So I see a lot of people, they've even like on the Discord community groups, there's like report channels. So when people see something that looks like it could have been someone else's artwork that was stolen or just retokenized, it's reported, and then those people get blacklisted and removed from the community and off the marketplace. As far as the actual artwork, I think that would just be like an actual manual search or figuring out where the artwork is, because as far as I know, I don't think there's any direct link between the real original and the token, right? I mean, if it's authenticated.
So there are it's like probably beyond the scope of what we're doing, but this is office hours, so let's talk about it. So yeah, there's actually startups, Vince, I'm sure you know some of them as well, that do these, that do their that authenticate art, but also do the province. I'm not sure if that's the right term, but they actually even come to South Florida. They do. I went to one event at the Boca Raton Marriott where it was a Toronto company flew down to promote their IPO, doing that type of thing. But basically, it comes down to having a tag on the art itself, and the tag is associated with blockchain, and then the tag has to be relatively counterfeit proof. If it's just an RFID tag, people can spoof that as well. So I think, so for example, right, the ones that have some popularity on Ethereum, they do a combination of GPS with timestamp in addition to the keys to make it like less prone to being counterfeited. Because the thing about it is, if there's an RFID tag or something embedded in the painting, right, you can just take that tag off, right, and put it on the new painting and say that's the Mona Lisa because that's the tag on it too. So there's all different ways that that people can, even with some basic security, they can still cheat.
I was going to suggest something else.
Okay.
Have you guys ever heard of TensorFlow? TensorFlow is a machine learning language. What you could do is during the tagging process, you take a bunch of photographs of the image of the artwork and you turn them into tensors, and you make that part of the token itself.
So during the creation process.
Yeah, during the minting of the token itself.
Yeah, I think that's something I've heard of. I think Lisa would be very, very useful. I would be very useful because Lisa does a lot of VR art, right? So we could actually track her creating the tilt brush, each stroke, and having a JPEG screen capture of each stroke of her actually creating it. And someone who just copying it, like the end result, won't have the intermediate creation steps. It's a good idea. But what's the tensor aspect though? Like how would the machine learning help with that?
Well, machine learning is a way for them. If you would actually create a when you create a machine learning model, when you start from ground zero, from nothing, a machine is going to look at something like a plant or a piece of artwork or a cup or something like that and won't know what the hell it is. So what you have to do is start adding. You need to start training it to understand. All right, this is a rabbit, for example. So you take a couple dozen pictures of a rabbit or a couple hundred pictures of a rabbit, and these are called tensors. And so the machine learning system will understand, like, you'll be able to ask your questions like, is this a cup or is this a rabbit? And like 80% chance it's a cup, 10% chance it's a rabbit. So you theoretically, what you could do is you could train a model to say, all right, this piece of artwork is this particular token. And so you'd have to take a bunch of photos of it, but it's artwork. It's, it's kind of unique.
Yeah, so I'm going to share my screen again. So I think that's a great idea because we're actually looking for something similar for the Miami Sci-Fi Film Festival. You guys can see the background. So what we have here, we're doing an AI track this year. I think previous years with Scarlett, we did AR, VR, but now we're adding AI. And our original idea was, this is the submission page on Film Freeway, was to use AI for this, just the screenplays, right? Using GPT-3 to have your AI write a screenplay. But, if you want to do the talk, Vince, we could add you as a speaker and then we can do a panel and bring in other speakers from startups or whoever to do that. So I was thinking, like, while you're talking, right, this is only just me getting started, but previous years, I don't want to just have just my thing on here. Let me show you the previous years when we actually had more speakers. Yeah, so there's Scarlett, her thing, and James from Magic Leap and stuff.
Yeah, I could elaborate a little bit of how that works in terms of TensorFlow. So NFTs, of course, the validation of the blockchain, and then with AI component, it automatically does the verification. So now you're talking about more of bringing more the XR component is the intersection of XR blockchain and AI. So this is how I see it. Being done in the industry. So it's actually quite nifty because it's all all integration.
Yeah, so for the film festival, I was trying to figure out a way to organically add blockchain to it because we can't just gratuitously add blockchain to every event we have. So this might be a way if we could show how using the AI, because we do have the AI Blockchain Alliance that we started at the University of Miami. We can add a UN professor to this panel as well. So we can show basically taking like different screenshots of Elisa's work, right? And having the AI being trained on various, like, it could be hundreds of pictures, it can't just be a few, of Elisa's like creation process, and having someone else recreate Elisa's tilt brush work or whatever work we want, and see if the machine learning can figure out if it's really Elisa's work or not just end result, but the intermediate steps, and have the machine learning train it, and then tokenize not just the token NFT, but also the creation token as well. So that could be pretty unique. And obviously that would be useful for filmmakers and anyone else who's a content creator, and having them verify that they're the original author. Because I mean, it's a great point, Vince, because we know when we did the, we created the most popular WordPress blockchain plugin in the world called WordProof. Like, we helped with the blockchain aspects of that, and they just got like a $2 million grant for that, also from the European Union. So it's got a lot of potential, but they have the same problem, right? How do you prove you're the first person to write something, right? First person to write an article or anything. And right now it's timestamped to blockchain, but there's could be other things as well if we add AI to that as well, because just because someone timestamped it first to blockchain, all that proves is that they're the first person to timestamp it. It still doesn't prove they're the original author. So this could be very widely useful idea you have there, Vince.
Well, my feeling was that the whole idea is if a painting gets stolen, and it's just, it may or may not be a valuable painting, but either way, it's an interesting way for a cell phone. Like my idea would be you would take a cell phone app and actually snap a photograph of the image. It would go up to the cloud. The cloud would would take a tensor of it and compare it to potential models out there and see if it can find something.
I think though there has to be something unique to the actual object, right? 'Cause you're asking about physical objects. So for example, right, even something like two-factor authentication on cell phones, a lot of people in the blockchain world use two-factor to log into their wallets, right? Because that way you can prevent like SIM swapping, someone just, saying, I have your new phone number type thing, because I have your SIM card, and taking all your Bitcoin, whatever it is.
Well, this actually wouldn't be anything like that. There wouldn't be any transaction. It would really just be a search. You take a phone, you snap a photograph of the artwork, and hit submit, and then walk away. There is no transition. There probably should be something, because you still have computational work in the cloud. But the cloud it's going to take a bit of time for it to find whether that is a piece of artwork that's been tokenized or not.
Okay. I think like if there's an incremental machine learning model, if it's pre-trained with 10,000 images from the open source image cloud, and then we add additional, like Elise says, extra 100 pictures, right? Because it has to be bootstrapped with some information. The AI doesn't exist in a vacuum. But that's interesting. I really saying categories, right? Saying a category for tilt brush art.
The reason was that this is what I was thinking when I was listening to you guys. There was a law office, a really big law office up in New York, that was having a problem with their artwork, like trying to inventory their actual artwork. It was hanging on the walls, because it was getting swapped all over the place, and they were looking for a way to actually track it. So they were afraid that it was getting stolen or getting swapped out for like fake items, that kind of thing. Because some of the associates, or some of the attorneys themselves were stealing some of the artwork.
Oh wow!
And they were just borrowing it, and they would bring it back, and the partners didn't like that. So
I saw an sort of entourage like that too.
Yeah. So when you guys were talking about this, I'm thinking, well, this is a way to track valuable items as well. And artwork is a pretty easy thing to. It's pretty unique.
Yeah. So I think what we can do is we could have the next office hours. In 2 weeks, we'll invite someone from NXP. Their NXP is the top RFID manufacturer, and they do things like tags for counterfeit and additional shipping containers. And they actually assigned us an evangelist who lives in Fort Myers. So we'll have him on the call, and we can like brainstorm with him. If you want to come
I do a lot of RFID work right now.
Yeah. So basically we have free, he's a, evangelist and sales engineer. So they also are going to give us, if we want, like some of their new advanced like beta kits for free to test out. So we'll figure it out how that can be used. The original idea was to do like work more in logistics, but we can do it for artwork. Try it out.
I do a lot of that work. I've got antennas and modems all over my condo right now.
Yeah, so I think, so Ashley was mentioning earlier in a different call today about doing scavenger hunts with NFTs. And I'm not sure I don't think you might have come last year's Gamer Conference. And we did the onshore event at the Hilton, Miami Airport Hilton. We did a scavenger hunt with blockchain. And that was with RFIDs as well. And that was just putting like little tags in the bottom of like these glass sculptures. But they're basically the RFID number was associated with the NFT link. But it's something we could talk to. So that was just generic.
Yes, that's actually what my friends at the cybersecurity conference that I did last year advised me to do, the NFID chips, and they ordered me some online to experiment putting in with some different performers elements, right? We had, I love like coordinating different staff and engaging experiences to whether we're doing like a nonprofit or representing different technical companies. And I am very interested in seeing how that can be incorporated with the blockchain now. And
so Maru put in the chat, the term is provenance. So basically, how do we prevent someone from just taking the RFID sticker off one sculpture and put it on another one, right? So I think that's where we have to have the additional authentication involved.
You guys
Someone
ever
can literally
heard of
just pull off a
Identix?
sticker still.
Have you guys ever heard of Identix?
No, it's that. I
This
guess
is
that.
a-
I guess that's that.
Yeah, this is a UHF reader. It's at the 900 megahertz level D. What you're talking about is 13 megahertz um, uh, frequency, but that thing is for long distance, like 2 or 3 meters for tags. And I helped design the firmware for that thing.
That's
So,
awesome. Yeah, we actually have a wireless standards group. So if you want to become part of that, we have a separate Telegram chapter that we actually got a talk accepted into the Linux conference just last month as well. And we do the stuff with IEEE. So if you want to become part of our standards groups, you're welcome to do that. I think you'd be a great fit. And, as you know, through Code for Broward, Code for Falardo, we actually run our entire node for LoRaWAN. So we were one of the only actual Internet of Things, actual open source nodes in the world too. So we run that. So I guess everyone on the live stream for the Things Network, if you do anything with Raspberry Pi or IoT devices and you want your application to your Raspberry Pi application to have free internet around the world, you basically put it on the Things Network, which is basically open source 2G. And that gives you free internet for your IoT device. You don't have to pay that $20 a month to T-Mobile, wherever your local carrier is. And if you get assigned a UID or an application ID, that application ID is honored by every other node in the world too. So we can assign you one here in Fort Lauderdale, and that application ID will be honored in Amsterdam or China, whoever else is part of that open source network. So
I'd be interested in
deal.
that. I'd be
What?
very interested in that.
Yeah, we're doing like even weather balloons in Africa on that. We made that in South Florida. That's our Linux talk, how we did these weather balloons in Africa. Yeah. But you also had other good ideas too, Vince, about the
Can you see that?
Yeah.
This is the new 5G modem from T-Mobile.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
How'd you get that?
They gave it to me. So it's like I got snapped. Bang! They gave it to me.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just got the new SIM cards for it too. But really, I can pay like, I don't know, 5 cents a megabyte or something like that.
That's awesome.
And you don't need a contract for it.
But you also had other question. You had another question, I think. I wanted to let everyone else answer rather than just putting my 2 cents in for everything. What was the other question again? Was the other province question, and then?
Well, I'm working on a project that's got a blockchain feature to it.
No, I know that you had another question during the presentation just now. You asked about the.
Wait, go ahead.
Yeah, I was trying to remember your second question. I was holding off on.
No.
Yeah, you asked about like the counterfeit, and then something else you asked about during the.
No, not really.
Oh, it'll come to me. Okay, yeah, go ahead. You're going to present something to us today and ask your question. I'll remember the other question. I'll come back to that once I remember.
Is that to me?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you can have the floor. I know you had something to present and ask about.
Well, I'm working on I do iPhone, Android, and cloud stuff. So I'm working on a project right now that I sort of haven't really come up with a name for it right now, but it's really aimed at condominiums and yacht associations. And the whole idea is information gets lost pretty frequently, especially, considering people just, store paper documents and then lose them. So starting with the yacht association concept, I wanted to be able to tokenize.
Actually, before I forget, I remember now. Sorry. It's just the people, so they don't have to like fast forward to the live stream to the end. The other question was, how do we verify that someone has the rights to create to issue that art on blockchain? So that's what we're trying to work on, the concept of like a verified blue check mark type thing. Just like anyone can create a Twitter account saying I'm President Biden type thing, right? Well, unless you have the blue check mark from Twitter, that's a verified account. So that's what we're doing is and at least as we started on that, onboarding artists directly to our platform. So basically we vet all the artists, and the artists are the only ones who can put their own artwork on the platform through this art store for this event. So it's basically everyone who's selling the art, people who have already been vetted. So that type of view as well, where if someone's saying they have they have some art that was part of Miami Art Week, you just go to the Miami Art Week website and they can see all the art there and the history of where that NFT went from. So from that point of view, we reduce, I think, 95% of the fraud, because unless it came from this verified source, it's not authentic.
You know, that's a problem a lot of people have. Like, who is the authority to put something on the chain?
Yeah, in this case it's Elisa. So yeah, so
Lisa's like the gatekeeper.
yeah, she's meeting every note. She's taking care of like onboarding all the artists. So if it's not directly through the store we're creating for this event, it's not authentic in this case.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead. Continue. Sorry, you were talking about condos and the
Yeah. All right. So the whole idea is what I wanted to do was create a system where condo board of directors and yacht association members and the owners, they can submit to a block. It's like an off block really, and then it gets passed on to a gatekeeper, and the gatekeeper will submit it to the block. So now you have a block for yacht associations or for condo associations. All right. So that allows unit owners or yacht association members to actually just pull out their phone and see what's going on. They can actually track stuff. All right, fast forward. Let's say that there was some sort of financial, misbehaving. That's another part of the system called Block Exhibit Project. So that's what I'm going to demonstrate right now. If I can share my screen. Share screen.
Yeah. Do you have let me make sure you have the rights.
I'm going to request it. Are we recording right now?
Yeah, it's recording right now.
All right. I don't want to actually show this because this is a potentially an actual case.
All right. We can.
So why don't you take me off record for right now, and then
Yeah. I'm gonna pause the recording, and it's live streaming as well. So let me just wonder if I can pause the live stream.
Actually, I'm gonna
stop the live stream because we had a lot of like shop talk at the beginning. I'll just put the recording on later. I'm gonna stop the live stream now.